welcome to today's Armstrong Sales Coaching Sales Tip. What I'd like to talk to you a little bit about today is the whole act of proactive referral asking. You know, a lot of people that I run into say, yeah, I have a referral-based business. And I'll say, oh, tell me about that. And then upon further inspection, what you really find out is, well, they get referrals, but they just get the ones that come in. And maybe that's only 10%, 15% of what's possible for them. And that could be a challenge. There could be a lot left on the table, and quite frankly, we're probably working way too hard if that's what we're getting. We're working on things like cold calls and cold emails, going to networking events perhaps. And these types of things are all activities we probably should do. But you know, getting referrals is not that hard. And if you just asked, you'd run into a lot more people that would give them to you. You know, most people never ask. And it's kind of funny, if you look at the percentage of people, and by the way, I'm going to fall into this camp myself, oftentimes I just can't think of everybody to refer them business. But if someone were to ask me, hey, can you introduce me to this person? Or do you know anyone that I can call on that has to do with my business? I would steer them in a direction. I would probably even introduce them to somebody that could help them. The reality is, if we don't ask, we don't receive. Okay, now, it's a mentality though, group. If you're not asking, you're not getting. But if you're not giving, you're not probably getting. Are you giving enough referrals? Are you going out of your way to try to help people? So if we do that, there's a reciprocal involved, and sometimes that will come true. Now, I also want to talk about the way we ask. You know, I don't even like to call it a referral, even though we talk about it in an exercise like this so everybody knows what we're talking about. What we're really talking about is introductions. So if I'm going to ask someone for a referral, what I'll actually just ask is, hey, is that somebody that you think I should know? Or is that someone you'd feel comfortable introducing me to? It's a lot easier for you to use language like that, and quite frankly, it's a lot easier for them to hear. There's another point about referrals I want to make. You know, the best time to ask for a referral is when you're about 3/4 of the way through the transaction. You look at a contractor as an example. You don't want to wait till you're finished to ask, because let's face it, they want you out of their life. At 3/4 of the way, they're still invested in you. They still want to meet up with you. They still want to take your phone calls. Now's a good time to ask, hey, who do you know that you think might need my help? Another place to get a referral is anytime a client gives you a high mark. They give you something, not a recommendation, but a high mark. They give you kudos. They give you a compliment. Okay? It's very easy to pivot. Hey, really appreciate the compliment. And then you just pivot into the first part of this, which is, you know, I have to believe there's other people out there that don't feel the same way about their contractor, about their CPA, about their sales trainer, right? There's probably people that don't feel that way out there. Can you think of anyone that you think we also ought to meet? And now you're into a referral conversation that way. So when you hear something positive, it's a great pivot point to do something like that with it. So the lessons for the day is be proactive at asking for referrals. You've earned the right to ask, okay? We're probably working way too hard trying to grow our business in all these other fashions when, think about it, group, you get a referral, what are the chances you close that business? A cold call might be 3% of the time, 1% of the time, 5% of the time, maybe even less than 1. Okay, networking event, that might be 10 to 15% chance of close if you meet someone at a networking event. But when you get somebody that comes to you as a referral, the chances of you closing that business are tremendously high. It could be as high as 80, 90, or even 100%, depending on who it comes from. So we're going to encourage you to ask for more referrals proactively. Please come back to our next sales tip where we'll give you more ideas like these. Thank you.